Welcome to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. I'm Tori Mystic here with my dog Lucy. Together we're interviewing cool, creative women entrepreneurs whose work is inspired by their dogs. Do you dream of working alongside your dog? Then sit, stay, and listen to the latest episode. On this episode, I'm talking with an inspiring artist and dog mom who has used her love for her dogs and really her entire positive outlook on life to create a collection of wearable dog mom art. She talked to me about the journey to get where she is today through many false starts and the long process it took to figure out how to make her dream a reality. You guys, finding a manufacturer isn't easy. Let's dive into the interview. Isa Zapata is a dog mom and multi-passionate entrepreneur. She's been a full-time artist for the past 11 years, with her art being featured in over 50 media outlets like CNN, The Huffington Post, Univision, and the Miami Herald. Since Isa decided to follow her passion full-time, she's worn many hats, including the design of a children's book. In 2017, she developed the concept of Soulmates Collection, a movement that allows her to take everything she loves into one arena, like dogs, art, shoes, and making people happy. Hi, Isa.
Hi, Tori. Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you for being on here. And I'm really, I've been enjoying looking at your artwork, preparing for this interview. And I love how colorful and happy everything is. And I can't wait to hear more about your story.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm in a studio right now. And you can see there's a lot of color in here. I've been an artist in my mind since I was a baby, and but parents decide that you need to follow different directions. So I went to business, study business, and a master in marketing. And then I moved here because I am original from Colombia, and I moved to the States almost 18 years ago. I found myself in here. It was a shift in my mind and my energy. Because I remember in Colombia, I was, in a corporate world and doing my art on the side, like kind of the weekends, taking class. And then I remember my paintings from those days. They were like watercolor with dark colors, very realistic. And for some reason, I love to paint like old street houses. And I'm from, you see those Italian old streets with a closed window and a closed door. And they were dark and empty streets. For some reason, I don't know why, but I found that so fascinating. When I moved to the States, I went to buy myself my art supplies, and it was a shift in color. I couldn't paint realistic anymore. I was like, oh my God, I need to explore this. And I started painting childlike stuff. First, I said, you know what, God, you're punishing me because I didn't pursue my dream. So I kind of thought that I lost my talent. And this is when this style came to me. But at first, I felt ashamed of that because I was like, oh my God, I'm painting like a kid. And my roommate at the time, I had my drafting table in my room and I worked many hours. Now, my roommate at the time, she was a singer. So she would work from home. And one day she went to my room to look for something. And she called me to my office like, oh my God, what are you doing? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, I saw this amazing art. You should do that. Like, no, I feel bad because you see, like, the characters are disproportionate and, they're not realistic. And so she kind of encouraged me to kind of open the door because to me, it was tough to kind of accept.
Glad that your roommate encouraged you because it looks like you've like really gone full steam ahead, like a 100% in this direction, and it's like really paid off because so now let's like backtrack a little bit. So you have the Soulmates Collection, which is awesome. I love it because not only is it for soulmates who are humans, but it can be for you and your dog because you have the Doggy Mama collection. And I love that. But you have all sorts of other things that you did sort of before the Soulmates collection and other work. So how did you kind of get to this point that you came up with Soulmates?
Listen, it's when I decided to go full time as an artist, it was because I was fed up of having a boss. And I remember being fired from my job And I used to have this cool job to work with a film producer. So my job, I was living in my apartment by myself on the beach, and I would go to LA 2 weeks out of the month to stay in 5-star hotels, having dinner, in super fancy restaurants, hanging out with stars, blah blah blah. It was really cool. And then it was a story, and then I got fired from my job, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? It was November and Christmas was around the corner. I said to myself, you know what? I promised myself, don't do this anymore. I don't want to depend my life. I don't want my stability, my life, my everything on somebody else's, mood. Or I just I think this is the push I need to move forward. I had so many messages when I was working there, because I would meet these people that would tell me, oh my God, you're working, in a different thing that is not your passion. You have such amazing talent. And I was like, yeah, but how am I going to do that? And I think I bless my boss now. We're super good friends now. And I like, you know what? You do me a great favor, because I found myself in a point of, okay, I need to make this work. I have to. It was not calling mom, hey, send me money. No, it was otherwise. I'll send money to my mom. It was like, it was me by myself. I wasn't in any relationship or anything like that. It was just me. And I decided to first, I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment on the beach. It was 600 square feet, like very tiny. And I remember I had this idea to create personalized kids' rooms. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I can go and design the characters for each room and everything. Each character is going to be personalized to the kid. And I found a group of artisans here in Miami, which was kind of odd because I didn't think they existed. And so we create a whole room concept, and it was really cool. And I don't have kids, so I bought bed and twin bed in Craigslist and put it on my living room, and I paint the walls and kind of decorate my living room as a children's room. And I started doing, pictures and, send a press release. And I don't know, I just started asking my friends, like, anybody to work in press? And kind of everybody started like sending that press release. And I got so many press coverage. So it was like really cool, because it was kind of, okay, this is a sign from the universe that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So it was really cool. But from then the crisis came, and people were willing to pay $700 for a personalized duvet cover, So I kind of didn't work. But I had to make it work. So I started with a t-shirt line it was Mommy and Me t-shirt line. So it was kind of always, kind of reinventing myself. Okay, it's not working from this side. I just need to open another door. And it was kind of going like that. And I started selling my collection to my existing clients, do like solo shows. But 2 years ago, I started feeling that I needed to do something else. Like my work, I was painting, and I was sharing a message of positivity and making people happy, but I needed to do more. And I bought this pair of espadrilles, Hobby Lobby, that they sell these espadrilles kits that you can just on. So I called my friend. She is an amazing, she's a crafty. She can do whatever she will be able to do it. It's like, can you do these shoes for me? Like, yeah, let's do this. So I went to, I printed some fabric, but I didn't like the feel. So I went and grabbed a pillow. I remember I have a pillow. I don't have it here. I have a pillow with this art, actually, the art that is behind me.
Yeah.
Which is my husband and my husband, myself, and my dog.
Oh.
And I said to her, what about this pillow? Can we just cut it and put me in one shoe and I put him in the other shoe? And she's like, okay, great. And when I put him, Tori, I'm telling you, I felt so much goosebumps all over my body, and it was like an energy telling me. And I said, just put the shoe. Oh my God, this is Soulmates. This is the Soulmates collection. We are so different, but we're always walking towards the same destination. Imagine, your feet, your left is different from the right, but we're both complementing each other and moving to the next, towards the same destination.
Yeah, that's
it was
beautiful.
So beautiful. And I said to myself, this is a line. I went and I started trying to find out like how to manufacture, and it was so difficult. And I went to Colombia, called my mom. My mom started calling people, and kind of went for months trying to look for manufacturers, and it was so difficult because I didn't want to find out, support artisans. So yeah, it's been 2 years. It was kind of 1 year only developing the concept, creating an app for the website, and it's my baby. And I think all the mistakes and all the failures I had in the past, I kind of, okay, now I know how to do what happened if I do this, so I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna do it this way. And this is kind of all the failures that kind of serve me as a signs in my path
Yeah.
came together. And another thing that happened with Soulmates was it was
No, I love it. Keep talking. Keep going.
and another thing that it was happening with Soulmates, I got a surgery on my feet. So my doctor told me you only want to be able to she recommended me one brand of shoes. It was the A6 whatever reference, and it was true. I couldn't use my old shoes because my feet will hurt like crazy. When we started developing Soulmates, my feet were like the best judges because if I cannot, I'm telling you, I had to give away pretty much all my shoes. And the only shoes that I use right now are my Soulmates because they're so comfortable. I've done so it was kind of everything, my surgery, like all my failures before, and now like everything came together to this, and
it's so amazing. So I want to learn more about like how, like you said, it was such a challenge to find someone to manufacture to make the shoes. I guess I didn't really realize that you were making the shoes 100%. Like I thought that you were taking pre-existing shoes and then painting them. So tell us a little bit more about that process and like how could you decide if a manufacturer was good or bad, and how did you what is your process? How do you make your shoes?
Okay, so when I went to Colombia, it's funny now, but during when it was happening, I was so stressed because when I had the idea, I called my mom and I said, "Mom, I need to find shoemakers." And my mom said, "Don't worry," like typical mom. "I got the best." I said, "Oh my God, this is perfect." So she went with this girl to buy the materials so we can start, doing like the mock-ups for the shoes. Oh my God, when I arrived to Colombia and I see the shoe that girl made, oh my God, that was horrible. She had no attention to detail. And I was looking at her and she's like, yeah, it looks weird. But I told my mom, she has no idea what she's doing. And I told her, have you ever done a shoe like this? No, actually, I only do sandals. Like, oh my God, no wonder. So I paid her. I said, thank you so much. Now work together. And what I did, and in Colombia, you have this downtown with all the kind of the like shoemakers and shoe suppliers. I think it's the name.
Yeah.
Are segmented in the same area, and it's not a pretty area to go to. I mean, you have to really like go, with nothing because you cannot pay attention. So I would go to every single store. I asked my cousin, he's super tall, and I said, could you come with me? And we will go every morning and talk and show the shoe. I need somebody to make the shoe. And there's a kind of a secret society between the shoemakers. And after the third day, a guy saw me again. I went to the store again. I said, could you please? And the guy, I think he felt bad. And I said, you know what? I'm going to tell you, these people, you have to tell them you come from me because if you just show up there, they won't even hear you. They won't even open the door. Okay. So when I went there, I know for some reason I immediately went there and it was the wrong address. I'm like, oh my God, I was so depressed. So I went back to another city to where my brother lives, which is kind of two hours from where we live in Cali. And we went to a shoemaker, an artisan show to find more people. Nothing. It was my mom. It was almost over, and I haven't had any luck with finding manufacturer. And then when I came back to my mom's house, I said, Mom, let me call these people again to see if I can. Maybe the address was wrong. And the lady tell me, the manufacturer tell me, Yeah, that's the wrong address. We are actually across the street from where you went. I was like, okay. So I went to meet them and they were like the perfect. We were like soulmates. She was the sweetest person, and she was also my same sign, and her husband, and they have this beautiful community and family and artisans. They've been working together for years, and they did my first prototypes, and it was, I think, one of the happiest days of my life. Seeing my baby, I cried when I went to pick them up. I was like, I can't believe I have them on the Photoshop. I did my mock-ups and stuff, but having it and touch them and see how amazing and the quality is like, oh my god, that was a very beautiful moment. So it was all worth it, all the software and
Yeah, that's so
yeah.
amazing.
So right now, like you asked me, what the process is. For example, I have two ways, like you. For example, I do create the art for the shoe, or client can go to my website and check from the characters, that I have on my website. I created more than 50 characters that people can just go and pick up from. And when the order is placed, I put it in a template and, make sure that everything's aligned, and, I'm very like super attention to detail. Send it to Colombia. They print it on, but we use sublimation. And the beautiful thing about sublimation is that it won't fade. So you can wash them many times and they keep their colors.
Right.
So they go to the manufacturer, to the artisans. There were like group of 8 artisans that make my shoes right now.
In Colombia.
So in Colombia, yeah,
That's so awesome.
yeah. So it's great because that was one of my main concerns, and my mission. It was actually my goal to find artisans to manufacture my shoes. You know, I grew up, my mom was an artisan. I remember coming back heartbroken from, art fairs because she didn't sell anything, because people always wanted to, put their price on the stuff that she's been working for weeks. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot do that. And as I said, I went to my manufacturer, like, how much do you charge? This is what I'm paying. And, I think that's so important. If I want to bring abundance in my life, I need to be abundant with the people I'm working with.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's an amazing way for brands to make a difference is by supporting individuals. You have met the people who are making things, like the community, and I think it's just you can like feel so good about what you're doing, and so. I think it's wonderful that I think your brand can really make a big difference.
there's another beautiful thing, because when I was during December, my artisans, they closed for a month. That's Colombia. Colombia, they're amazing, but they take their time. They're not stressed at all. So they closed for 1 month, and I was like here, like, oh my God, my princess ordered. So in my craziness and trying to look other options, I found an artisan here in the States, and we became uber good friends. I even took classes. I can make a shoe right now.
Oh, good.
It's amazing. It took me to another world. So I'm also I produce here with him when I have like rush orders, or so I kind of work with people here and my people there.
Oh,
So
that's
it all
awesome.
depends. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so, but you still do all of the artwork, like every shoe that is made, you're, illustrating everything and making it all.
Yes, everything is my hand, even the putting, the organizing, someday I want to hire somebody to kind of do I will keep doing the art. That will be my ideal, scenario. Me doing the art and having other people just placing their templates and send it to print. Because when you place the template comes like the upper comes like in a template. So I have it organized it and make sure that this is aligned and make sure that the colors will print. So yeah, that would be my ideal scenario.
Hey there! Sorry to interrupt, but I'd love to see what you're doing while you catch up with the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. Take a screenshot of this episode in your podcast player, or snap a selfie with your earbuds in and share it to your Instagram stories. I'll keep an eye out for mentions and would love to give you a shout out from my own account. Okay, now back to the interview. So you are a dog mom, and I think you have 2 dogs. Tell us a little bit about your dogs, because I understand that they're sort of the inspiration for, incorporating dogs into the Soulmate collection and some of your other artwork?
I don't have biological kids, but I have two kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're fur kids, and James is the little one, purebred Pekingese that I adore with my life. To me, it was my first love, and he got lost when he was 15, and to me, it was very tough. And since then, it was such a big love that I felt for that dog. But I didn't have the logistics to really have a dog the way they need to be. Spending time with them, not leaving them in a house by themselves and stuff like that. So one day, I was here in the studio meditating, and I felt that love that I have for my first dog, for Principe. And I saw myself. I have this. It was weird. Maybe you think I'm crazy, but I was like, I felt myself like I was painting, and I felt like having that little friend right next to me, and felt so much joy and love, and I felt complete. And I was like, But I thought in my meditation, okay, if the universe are going to send me a dog, you're gonna send it to me. I'm not going to look for a dog. It has to come. I don't know how.
Right.
Tori, I'm not lying to you. 2 days after that meditation, I went to my gym, and which actually is downstairs. And I was training. And my trainer's next client came when I was about to leave, and she arrived with two little dogs, James on one side and his sister on the other side. She rescued a litter, and she found dogs for 6 of the dogs, but James. Nobody wanted James. He was too shy, and he was the runt of the litter. So she's like, I can't find anybody for this dog, and I'm desperate. Like, oh my god! And he, my trainer got him, and he was like, like super shy, looking around. And when I hold him, he started going crazy. He started licking. Oh my god! And after a week, I was going to Colombia for a month again, and I said to her, I cannot adopt a dog right now. I'm traveling. And she's like, don't worry, she won't grow much, and I will tell you what to do, to take him with you. So I did. He went up after a week. We went traveling to Colombia. That little guy, really, like, I was telling my husband the other day, you remember our life without James? I mean, because his name is James, but I named him as a James, the Colombian way to say James. It's another story. So to me, he was when I started Soulmates, and then, oh my god, now that I have my husband here, I need to put James on. So I put James as one of my foot, and oh my god, this is the Pokemon collection. My dogs are my partners. They're with me everywhere. They work together with me. I mean, I'm here and they're there. Sometimes with their son, James goes to the next room, but in the afternoon they both come here. They're my best friends. I mean, what I can tell you, you have the same feelings.
I know. I totally can relate. And I think everyone who's listening, that's why they listen to this show, because they love their dogs, and they can totally relate. And so I'm wondering, like, because I think that, like, maybe you can relate to this a little bit. When you pursue something that you, like, really, really love, I think that it just has so much more potential to be successful, because it's fulfilling to you, and, like, you're putting that much, like, love and energy into it that will come back to you. So I think that, like, I don't know if you feel this way, but, like, by incorporating my dog more and more into my business, and, like, just working more on growing my blog and all my dog mom stuff, I think it just, like, is more successful, and people respond to it with so much more joy, because they can, like, sense the joy that I'm putting into it as well. And so I think that's just, like, the greatest thing about this whole dog mom, like, movement. And there's so many businesses who are, not taking advantage, but, like, incorporating sort of the dog mom message, because I think it's like such positivity, and it's just wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. And I think what you're saying also, I think it's, in your case, that you incorporate Lucy, and you know what, you do it in your heart. And I think when you're connected to your heart, and when you're doing things with love, and I can see when you're taking pictures with Lucy, your face is just, it shines, and people see that. And you're not doing it because, oh my god, it sounds like having my dog here. You can feel when people advertise things like that, he's
right.
doing it, or he's doing it because he's using the dog. You know what? And I think now because since we adopted James, and then after 2 years, we went to donate some beds and food to a rescue. And we were in the car, and my husband was saying, no, we're not adopting. We're just gonna go donate this thing. No posters, no nothing. I was like, "No, I promise you, I won't do anything. I'm gonna open my mouth." And we went to donate these things to this to this rescue, and they brought us El Gordito, which I call her my little fat boy, because I don't know why he eats so much. When we saw him, he was so scared. Oh my God, the poor thing lived in a cage for 3 years. He wasn't trained. He was scared of everything. And the lady from the rescue told me, "Why don't you take him home? You can be a foster." And he looks so much my little like Thomas. And I said, "You know what? Let's do it." And we took him home. I thought we'd find him a home. So I said to myself, how can I explain this dog? He's a foster and this is not his home. No, we need to keep him. And he was very attached to James. And now they're like best friends. They love each other. Also, the beautiful thing about the dog mom stories is that people can get very inspired by like how you treat your dog, how I treat my dog. I know people that used to keep their dogs in cages.
Yeah.
And after they see me, like, oh my God, you take him out. Oh my God, you travel with him. Oh my, they kind of start like buying them toys and becoming more loving with their dog. So I think this is amazing, because when you post a picture, you may never know. I met this girl, like, oh my God, you know what? I love how you treat your dogs because they're always with you. And she was telling all the girls, like, you know what? That inspired them to do something different. Maybe they didn't do it before because they felt, oh my God, what people are going to think. And I have my friends that pretty much all my friends have kids, and they make fun of me. Like, oh my God, why don't you just put it on, just feed them? I'm like, oh my God. It's like, you need to respect. You have no idea what my heart feels for my dogs. So I don't really care about what they say, and I love talking to dog moms because we all get so passionate, and we understand each other because we know that the love that we feel for them is something that's very unconditional.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and I think about that all the time, just like how I can like raise awareness with people that like how like what your relationship with your dog could be like, and how you can do all these things with your dog, and if you like train them and take care of them and do all that stuff, then you can take them places with you, and and that's okay. It's like since I'm always single, and it's like it can be intimidating to go out by yourself, but I find that if I take like Lucy with me to something, like I'll go to like an outdoor concert by myself, or I'll go to like some sort of cafe or whatever by myself, as long as I have Lucy with me, then people come up and talk to us, and like it's not like you're really alone. So I hope that more people can sort of come around to that way of thinking, and I think it just makes you so much happier and more confident to have your dog around.
I posted yesterday on my Instagram. I did these illustrations of dog moms, and I said dogs bring so much joy and love. They are the best antidepressants.
Yeah,
they cannot be depressed around a dog. Kidding me? They bring so much love and joy, and in the way you love a dog is so different from loving a child, because with a child you have to kind of measure yourself. I have my nephew that I adore with my life. He's 3 years old, and I want to spoil him like crazy, but I know I can't, because he needs to become a responsible human, adult, and pretty much all my interaction with him is kind of how can I teach him a lesson that is going to help him become an amazing human being,
right?
And a caring person and compassionate and be respectful with women and stuff like that. So, and I see that's the kind of relationship that parents have with him. So it's a very responsible love. Maybe I don't know if I kind of explain that clearly, but with the dog, I don't care if they become, they go to Harvard or they become a president. No, I can just spoil them like crazy and loving them without any burden. I educate them, of course. They're very well behaved dogs, but but you can just explode yourself with love, and and this is very like I love. You see how the grandmas are like super spoiled their kids. That's kind of the same love. Like it explodes with love. I just want it to be happy. I mean, their happiness is my happiness. That's the only one. Like the only thing I want from them.
Right.
Like, to be happy.
I know, and it's pretty easy to make them happy. That's the best part.
Just to be around them. Exactly. And like you said, as a dog mom, I think we have to be very responsible. That yesterday I was listening to a conversation with Oprah and Marianne Williamson, and Oprah says, now just having your body, your voice, is a platform, because you have so many devices around you. You are a platform. So every little thing that we do and show to others how we treat our dogs are going to educate other people.
Yeah. Well, and now people can wear their soulmates shoes and show everyone while they're walking around how much they love their dog while they're wearing your shoes.
Yes.
So
that's another thing. They can show off their dog.
Exactly. Even when you can't take your dog, you can still show off that they're your soulmate.
Yeah, I know.
So if someone was interested in getting a pair of shoes from you or any other kind of artwork, where can they find you? What's the best way to get in touch?
I'm everywhere, so you can either look for me in my personal account. It's Isa Zapata, ISAZ as a zebra, Zapata, or Soulmates Collection, Soulmates with S, collection.com, or Soulmates Collection on Instagram, or Soulmates Collection on Facebook.
Awesome.
And yes.
And you're working on a pair of shoes of me and Lucy, so everyone will be able to see firsthand what those look like and how wonderfully you captured us. So I can't wait to see them in person.
They'll be in production, assigned to production this week, so hopefully 3-4 weeks more, and I'll send it to you.
Awesome. So exciting. Thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate your time, and it was just like, I feel like I am in such a good mood after talking to you.
No, thank you. You have no idea. Thank you. I was so excited.
Thank you for listening to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. You can fetch show notes for this episode at wearwagrepeat.com. If you like what you hear, please subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And until next time, Lucy and I will see you around the dog park.